Dear friends, dear Rotary family, it is wonderful to be with you here in Taipei. I know that the Rotary members of Taiwan have waited patiently and worked generously for many years to welcome the Rotary world to Taipei. And now, here we are, finally, in this beautiful new stadium. Consider, 5 years ago, how lucky you are. 5 years ago, this stadium didn't exist. It seems like every time a visitor arrives in Taipei, you have something new to show off. And if you had held this convention in 2021, you would have me as your president. But I have another good news for you. You have not missed a speech from the 2021 Rotary President, Holger Knaack, because he is speaking on Tuesday morning. And so I am expecting to see all of you right back here on Tuesday morning. But to everyone in Taiwan, xie xie. And thank you to the people of Taiwan, to our hosts here in Taipei, to the host organization committee, and to every Rotarian who worked for so many years to welcome the Rotary world to this beautiful city. And may I also extend a warm Rotary welcome to the President of Lions International, A.P. Singh, from Kolkata, India, who has joined us at our convention. Thank you, President, to be here with us. We are so similar, we can cooperate, and we will cooperate, definitely. My friends, when I began this year as President of Rotary International, I will be honest with you, I was a little nervous. This role came to me very suddenly, and no one is ever fully prepared for it. But in a sense, I was prepared. As a Rotarian, I have served in my club, in my district, in my zone, and on the board. I had seen what happens when people of goodwill decide they can do something useful with their lives, and then they do it. So I began with nerves, yes, but also with trust. And today, standing here with you, I can say proudly, this year has been a success. Not because of one person, not because of one office, but because we were a team. A team on the board, my wonderful board. A team with Rotary Foundation Chair, Holger. A team with Inka and Larry, my successors. A team with our wonderful staff. A team with governors and Rotary leaders around the world who improved membership, supported the Rotary Foundation, and carried the Rotary message with energy and conviction. And I especially want to thank the district governors of this year, and particularly, if it is permitted, send my greetings to the Italian governors. I was a team with John, my aide, who stood beside me through so many journeys, so many airports, and so many surprises. Some beautiful, some difficult, and some extremely funny. And then a team with my wife, Anna. Whose love and presence have meant more to me than I can ever say properly from a stage. And above all, a team with the Rotary members I met around the world. That is the most beautiful part of this year, meeting the Rotarians. Everywhere I went, I found the same spirit. Different languages, different food, different ways of welcoming a guest, but always the same Rotary heart. In Chennai, for example, 50 Rotaractors met me at the airport at 5 in the morning, each wearing a mask of my face. I do not recommend this as a universal Rotary practice, but I have to say that it made me very happy. And in Korea, I tried to keep my birthday a secret. But this was not successful. I was dressed as a Korean emperor and carried into a venue of 5,000 people and serenaded with Happy Birthday in Korean. And this beneath a 8-meter balloon plastered with my face. It was all a reminder that we Rotarians are terrible at keeping secrets from one another. And in Nigeria, Inca and I beat the drums with our host on a train ride with the governors. In Uganda, I visited the blood bank past President John Germ helped open. In Ethiopia, I met children waiting for heart surgery, whose lives depend on whether help reaches them in time. These are not just memories. They remind me that Rotary is a hand on a shoulder, a child helped in time. Rotary is friendship made useful. I came into this year with 3 priorities: membership, peace, and polio eradication. On membership, after years of decline, we appear to be ending this year with a small increase. Finally, a small increase. It means our message still speaks to people. On peace, we opened a new Rotary Peace Center in Pune, India, marked the 80th anniversary of the United Nations in San Francisco, and planted olive trees and peace poles in nearly every country I visited. Some say these are only symbols. Peace is not built only through symbols and diplomacy. It is built when communities become healthier, better educated, more stable, and more hopeful. I am blessed that Rotary is making peace building a part of all we do. We like to say that everything we do helps build peace. And now we will demonstrate how our service project creates conditions for lasting peace. And on polio, the 3rd priority, this year was difficult. Funding became harder. Governments faced new pressures. But our effort on polio do not disappear because the world grows more complex. We have to keep our promise to the world's children. On one of my first trips as president, I went to Pakistan, wonderful country, to see the work on polio with my own eyes. In Islamabad, I visited the National Emergency Operations Center. As I walked the stairs, I noticed photographs on the wall. They were vaccinators, volunteers, and security personnel who had lost their lives, bringing 2 drops of vaccine to children just in 10-year period. 68 names on that one staircase. In Pakistan alone, the total is more than 365. Across the world, we don't have a precise number, but it is closer to 1,500. And later, that trip in Rawalpindi, after helping with an immunization, the children ran together under a tree for a photograph. Photograph, as you know, is the most important moment of every Rotary event. And all they ran to go under the tree, all except for a small girl, maybe 3 years old, who slowly dragged herself with her hands to join the group. She looked up at me, but still smiled. She had been paralyzed by polio. And in that moment, very difficult moment for me, all the number disappeared. I thought if only we had reached there sooner, if only we had reached there in time, her life would have been different, completely different. That little girl is why we cannot stop. We must finish because the next child is still waiting. We must finish because the sacrifice of those vaccinators must have its full meaning. And we will finish this campaign. Because it has been the great dream of this organization for decades. And dreams are so important. There are 2 old films I have been thinking about this year that say something about dreams. In High Noon, a marshal named Willie Kane could leave town, but he stays. He stays to face a group of bandits who want to take over the town. And he goes door to door, asking his neighbors to stand with him, speaking about law and duty and what the town owes itself. But one by one, they refuse. At noon, high noon, the marshal walks the empty street alone. A community that would not stand up for itself. In the Magnificent Seven and in Seven Samurai, the Akira Kurosawa film that inspired it, a village under attack from bandits sends for help, and 7 strangers come. The Magnificent Seven. The 7 do not save the village by themselves. They stand beside the villagers and train them. Their leader sells them on a dream that they can rise up and save their own community. And when the bandits attack, the farmers fight too, because someone stood beside them and because they believed strongly in their dream. And that, my friends, is Rotary. We are not Willie Kane alone in the street. We arrive. We stand beside the community. We help it find what it can do for itself. And then we move on the next village, the next child, the next dream. Rotary needs dreams, not as an escape from reality, but as a force that moves people to act and to keep hope even in the most difficult times. This year has changed me. I began it with uncertainty, and like everyone in the Rotary world, I grieved the loss of our good friend, Sangh Yoon. He was a great leader and a wonderful man, and I miss him. We all miss him. I also made more new friends than I could possibly imagine in 1 year. And so I end it with gratitude. Gratitude for the fellowship, gratitude for service, gratitude for the extraordinary privilege of seeing Rotary at work in every corner of the world. And so, as we begin this convention, enjoy this city and this magical island. Enjoy the rain. Enjoy this fellowship. Enjoy our speakers. Celebrate what we have done. And dream. Dream, my friends. Dream of what Rotary can still become. Have a wonderful convention. Thank you.